before announcing the three winners, I would like to welcome each of the judges to give a few minutes of comments. First from Mr. Scott.
Okay, well, I'm up first, and I'd just like to be very positive and say that the speeches were all really excellent. Not only did I just enjoy the presentation, but also I learned so much from the content. But the differences between them makes it very difficult to judge, because some of them had a lot more content than others. Some of the variety of subjects was so great, so we had quite a lot of difficulty deciding. I'd just like to say one thing, that some people at the beginning of their speech, they said, oh, I'm very nervous now, or I'm very shy. And this is not a very good way to start in a speech. I think that you have to remember the ABC of giving a speech is always be confident. Okay? ABC. The XYZ, you know the XYZ? You know that one? X means examine, Y means your, and Z is zipper. Alright, so the XYZ and the ABC. So, we always think about those things. Now, let's just go through. As I said, I really learned a lot. I thought that the first presenter, Daiichi, was very enthusiastic and really entertaining to watch. And Seika, I thought it was wonderful that she talked about the volunteer work and the camp that she did with the children. I was very interested in Masakazu's speech about pediatrics collapsing. I wasn't aware of that, so thank you for showing that data. The next speaker, Ayano, she talked about cloning, and it's a very, very complicated theme, very complicated, but she explained it, showed it in diagrams very clearly, so thank you. And I'm looking forward to going to see a mammoth in the zoo. Next speaker, Fumihiko, a very long presentation, very, very informative. We learned so much about tsunami. Ken talked about medical malpractice, and a very, very important theme. I wondered, when I was watching his presentation, I wondered how much this is a problem. I'd like to see some data about that. Again, the group that presented about marriage in Bangladesh, I really didn't know about those customs, so thank you for introducing it. And I was quite shocked, horrified about the dowry death phenomenon. Yukie spoke about sleep. Yes, I didn't sleep enough last night, but I was very interested in the idea of lucid dreams and being able to control one's dreams, so I'll try that from now. And Marino, she spoke about radio, about the importance of the radio, and recently I've been having eye trouble because I watch too much TV, I watch too much internet news and so on, and really the picture is so poor on the internet news that why do I bother? I should just listen to the radio, so I'll do that from now on. Speaker 10, Megumi, excellent speech about Christmas Day. I must admit, when I first saw Christmas Day as the title, I thought, it's about Christmas, not about the timing, but just that I thought that the content would not be so deep. But then linking it to the market economy and looking at all the figures was very interesting, so thank you. And then finally, we had Yukie talking about the idea of being dominated by English. And I often feel that in Japan as well. I wonder why so much advertising uses English. Okay, so excellent, really, really interesting speeches, and I'm very happy that I was invited here. Thank you, Inoue Sensei, for inviting me. I look forward to listening to you speak again in the future. I can't believe everyone was first year? Were all first year students?
Not completely.
Some second year. First and second year, that's amazing. Okay, so very well done. Thank you. I spoke long enough to give you thinking to do, I think.
I would like to welcome Mr. Weeks.
You know, I'm such a poor speaker that I was always going to be impressed, but is it okay? But I was genuinely impressed with everyone today. So impressed. I won't talk about the individuals because what Professor Stott said all good and I agree with. But I'll just some general points. And I'll be the bad cop and give a couple of points that I thought we could maybe improve on in general with our public speaking. And actually what we noticed when we were talking together is that each of us judges has our own different emphases, things that we think are more important. And that's the value of having 3 or more judges, that we don't just have one point of view on these things. And we did have differences, but in the end, remarkably similar. So the first point I thought was, in general, the use of PowerPoint was good, but I thought maybe just a little more eye contact would be good. There was a lot of reading. I understand that when you're nervous, it's so difficult to remember everything, and it's natural to fall back onto your backup, which is your written text. Some problems with that are that, firstly, if you're reading, you lose the eye contact. And the eye contact is really very important in engaging, keeping people interested. The second point with reading is, if you're reading, your voice tends to become a little flat and possibly a little unnatural. You know. Not necessarily, you can still work with that, but that is the tendency, I think. Second point was, it's a small point and yet sometimes an important point in terms of the impression that you leave. Sometimes our visuals, there were mistakes on the slides, so the problems with English. That's not in this case, I'm sure the judges here, we didn't consider this extremely serious, but if you're addressing people in future at important conferences and so on, that kind of thing can have a big effect. So here's what I'd say. Get your English checked by a native speaker or someone with a lot of experience in English. And don't worry about annoying English speakers. That's why we're here in Japan, to be annoyed by you 24 hours a day. Don't feel shy about doing that. Almost all of us are happy to help in that case. So that's my second point. Now, on the other hand, I thought the data, some of you had some really good data. You'd done some research and you'd made good slides to show the research clearly. I thought that was excellent, yeah. And structure too. Many of you, not all, but many of you seem to have a good awareness of structuring your points. You understand that when people are listening, they need more help to know where the points are because they can't see it on the page. And many of you did that very well. Overall, I was just very, very impressed with what all of you did today. And I thank you for the pleasure of letting me listen. Thank you.
Finally, we'd like to welcome Professor Lee.
We are talking about ourselves. Well, okay. Hello again, and I would like to congratulate all of you on your wonderful presentations today. I must say that, well, last year I was impressed with the presentations given at this very place, the same place here, and I must say that here I am just as impressed, or even more impressed, with the presentations today as or than the presentations that I saw here last year. So thank you very much for your wonderful work today. Your English, your delivery, and your research all were good examples of a combination of your intellectual and physical and emotional work. So you should be very proud of yourself for being able to do that. I mean, the value of being a college student is not just learning intellectually, but you are using your whole body and mind and soul to do the learning. So on that point, I would like to congratulate you on that. Well, I told you that presentation is a form of communication at the onset of this presentation contest. And many people say that what's important in communication is to get your message clear. So I would like to make 2 points about getting your message clear. First, pronunciation. Well, this has something to do with the points already made by Professor Weeks, but you need practice to make your pronunciation more audible and understandable. Sometimes, I mean, allow me to use an example out of your pronunciation, but see, for example, I just caught a word healthier, but it kind of sounded like hallucier, and it almost came to me as hallucinating. Totally changed the meaning. And in that case, no matter what good your message is, the point is not clear. Your message is not clear. So as long as this is an oral presentation, you need to take some more time for your practice. Another point. Well, when do we, as judges, say the message is clear? Well, it has, I mean, you know, if you think that you have made your message clear, you have to ask yourself again, is this message clear to the audience? What I mean is that sometimes in a contest like this, you have an idea and you collect information and you put them up in a kind of a story. But sometimes that story may not be relevant to the listeners. See? So if you think that your story may be a bit difficult or irrelevant to the listeners, you have to work hard to establish a sense of need in the listeners. This is important to you and me and everybody. Why? Because that kind of an argument should be included in your story. That way, listeners will be ready for your speech. Get the listeners ready. Get the listeners ready for your story. Then your seemingly difficult story may be received by the listeners well. And at that point, we say the message is clear. All right. So please try to have those 2 points in mind in an attempt to make your story clear. Well, but then again, overall, I think that your presentations were all very good, up to par or over par, should I say. So thank you very much for having me as one of the judges, and I would like to thank the organizing committee to have me as a judge this year again. Thank you very much. I'd like to announce the winners and award them. First, from the third prize. The third prize goes to Ms. Seika Okamura, who talked about volunteer work. Ms. Okamura. This is to certify that Ms. Seika Okamura has been awarded the third prize.
in the English presentation contest sponsored by the Faculty of Language and Cultures, Kyushu University, January 10, 2009. Signed by Dean, Professor, Faculty of Language and Culture, Wolfgang Michel, and 3 judges. Congratulations. The second prize goes to Miss Marino Asada, who talked about radio. This is certified that Marino Asada has been awarded the second prize in the English presentation contest. Congratulations. And the prize. Now, the first prize goes to Ms. Megumi Isogawa. This is certified that Ms. Megumi Isogawa has been awarded the first prize in the English presentation contest sponsored by the Faculty of Language and Culture, Kyushu University, January 10, 2009. Signed by Dean and 3 judges. Congratulations. This is a permanent job, so she will actually receive a recognition. But congratulations. We would like to congratulate all the remaining participants for the excellent work, and as a finalist of this presentation contest, we'd like to present finalist prize. So each of the remaining contestants, please come up to the stage. And also, we'd like to have a photo of all the contestants and judges. So please come up here.
跟我猜测的差不多。
真ん中のところで。
直接跟白拿挂牌。
よかったな。
There's one big smile. それでスクイーズ。Okay. はい、スマイル。はい、thank you.
Should really have a bald guy on either
Yeah, that's
side.
Thank you very much, everyone. I hope next year we will have a bigger contest and more participants and improved presentations. I'd like to thank all the participants and judges and those people who helped the contest. I'd like to announce the formal close of the contest. Thank you very much.
Thank you.